Last Friday's seminar attended by all the government's top accounting officers to take stock of the government's effort in fighting corruption provided the perfect opportunity for Prime Minister Raila Odinga to turn the heat on President Kibaki over the alleged free primary education scandal.
I have recommended to the President to direct the Minister of Education and the Permanent Secretary step down to allow for investigation.
But was Raila, who is the supervisor and coordinator of government activities, being bold, or was he merely playing politics?
Is it Raila reinventing himself, or is it Raila playing politics? I personally don't believe that the Prime Minister's hands are tied.
Analysts further argue that the National Accord could be further frustrating the Prime Minister because despite his role as the supervisor and coordinator of government activities, he has no powers to sack any cabinet minister. The situation is further compounded by the fact that Professor Sam Ongeri is a cabinet minister from the PNU wing of the Grand Coalition government.
One recognizes that the provisions of the National Accord are superimposed upon a very imperial presidency that retained all the powers of the president. And what we've seen over the last 2 years is that the president has tended to ignore the Prime Minister except times of crisis when he calls him for photo opportunities.
The 2012 political intrigues could also be at play according to analysts, and hence, by challenging President Kibaki to deal with Professor Karega Mutahi and Professor Sam Ongeri, Raila is washing his hands of the scandals that have hit the Grand Coalition, in which is a core principle.
But these things we are saying is not only that because every one of you does this and that. It is because even if it's 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 people who are doing any of those things, they are letting us down.
But despite Raila's position, can Kibaki take any action against the two professors at Jogoo House, or will he let them bow to public pressure, like in the case of cabinet ministers who faced similar situations in the past?
We are asking him to be bold enough and do what he did with Kiraito, what he did with Mwiraria, what he did with Kimunya, and tell the Kenyan people that he has today requested the Minister for Education and the Permanent Secretary to step aside. It is not a big deal.
Whether President Kibaki will crack the whip or not against Ongeri and Karega, Raila seems to have read the public mood on the free primary education scandal and the political capital that comes with it as 2012 draws ever nearer. Francis Gashuri for Sunday Live.